Brain Candy. Susan here.
Sarah Louise here.
Episode 830. We're having technical difficulties.
So many.
We'll get through it.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Who cares?
What do you care? So what if we sound staticky and look like garbage?
Yeah.
Fuck
So
you.
what if I look
you
like
do
garbage?
it better. Let's see. You get to 830 episodes, losers.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, what happened? Like, my camera and lighting used to be good, and now garbage.
Man, well, you have no grace for yourself. Like, you're so mean to yourself, and you're so nice to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like, you just moved in. What the fuck?
Yeah, that's true. Like
It's
a month
fine.
ago. It's just like with other things, like I know how to make my bathroom look cute and make my bedroom look cute and whatever, but I don't know how. I do not know about
It's
lighting.
hard.
It's
Yeah, me
another
neither.
skill.
I recommend marrying
Yeah.
a production guy.
Yeah. You got any of those laying around?
Otherwise, I would be in a cardboard box,
Right.
being like, "Does this look good?"
Yeah. That's what it feels
It's
like.
hard. I don't know how they do it. It's wizardry.
It is.
We're
It is.
funny. That's what we have going for us,
Yeah, that's all I
and
got.
very adorable.
That's all I got.
And so we're gonna try to cheer Sarah up because she's still in the heat over there.
Oh, God, it's so bad,
And-
Suze.
It's so bad. I mean, just if it makes you feel any better, I don't have air either.
Oh,
You know, it's like everyone that walks. We had a 4th of July party, like just Lincoln's friends or whatever, and I swear to God, they were like, they thought they had gone to like a third world country. Because like, who doesn't have AC? Like in sort of like suburban, like
right.
typical
It's like a thing.
whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just assumed.
Right.
So these kids come over here thinking, yeah, let's have some fireworks, whatever. And they walked in and they were like, what's happening?
Yeah. Yeah. My friend Jessie came over, walked in, and was like, oh, yeah, cute place. Walked right back out. Was
Bye-bye.
Like, okay, so we'll go out to breakfast. It's like, okay, you'll hang out maybe when I have AC.
Listen,
It is
this builds
misery.
character.
That's right. Oh, I have so much character.
We
The most
we
character.
have so much
my God.
character. Okay, well,
Yes.
we're going to try to make this fun and painless so that Sarah can get through it without baking like a toasted cheeser. Is there anything you would like to share before I begin with my list?
Just that.
Oh no, I'm genuinely scared.
I would like to say a big fuck you to the people at First American Home Warranty. They can shove it right up their ass because they are liars. And when they say you have a warranty, turns out they have more non-covered costs than actual covered costs.
There's a lot of fine print.
How does that one work? So-
Whenever I see this stuff, though, I just think we should go into the home warranty business.
Right.
Because it is a racket.
What a racket.
Right?
Like, how are you going to charge me $200 for removal when in my contract it says included in there is removal?
Wow.
That seems like a mistake.
Sure does. Sure does.
And then when I say, I think there's been a mistake, they go, well, why don't we just send somebody out to see what the whole thing costs and we'll just pay you out for it? Huh? No, I want it fixed.
You're like, I need some AC up in
I
this
need the AC.
notch.
I don't want the cash. I want the fixed AC. So maybe I take them up on that, and because they're definitely scamming me. I don't know
That's
how.
awful.
Yeah, it's a 100% sure thing.
Yeah, we're just lifing over here, basically, because Lincoln was just texting me because there's issues with my phone. And so then he is connected to my phone through parental controls.
Ah.
And so then he gets alerts and he gets confused. And anyway, I'm just saying life keeps life in, and it is so brutal.
It's so brutal.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you're struggling, but I think this is just like very temporary.
Yeah.
Because when you move into a place, you really are like, it's a surprise party. You never know what you're actually getting.
Surprise party. I'm like,
we just need to get through this, and you're going to have the best winter ever. You're going to be more healed, and you're going to be able to go out on those slopes. Yeah. Listen, I'm bringing up powder. That's how bad this is.
Oh, my God. She really wants to put me in a good mood, guys.
Think of powder. Yeah. Go to your happy place. Because by that time, you will be all settled, and you'll be like, this will be just like something that happened a long time ago. Yeah.
Be cranking up the fireplace. We'll be good.
We're getting cozy. I'll be there with my hot cocoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's talk about... Oh, okay. Do you remember in book club when we read Pleasant Valley Road?
Yeah.
About the huge family that had 6 schizophrenic siblings. So then on HBO Max, there's a docuseries about it now.
Oh, I just saw the somebody mentioning
TikTok.
It. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That went viral, and like every brainiac is like sending it to us, which I'm glad. But I had concluded I'm not watching that because I read the book and like I get it. I know what happens. There's a lot of schizophrenic people in this family. But then, I did it. I watched it.
Of course. How could
I was
you not?
so glad I did. I wanted to say to you, if you're thinking like, oh, I already read the book, I'm not going to watch the docuseries, which is not called Pleasant Valley Road. It's just called 6 Schizophrenic Brothers.
Yeah.
Which I don't know who was in charge of that creative decision, but it's real good on, I guess, search results.
Yeah.
It's like that dentist.
What's that movie
do you remember?
about, I don't know, 6 Schizophrenic Brothers? Oh, you mean 6 Schizophrenic Brothers? Yeah, that one.
Did you ever read about that dentist that named his dentistry building Dentist Near Me?
Yeah.
Because, like, when you do the search, that's what came up first.
There's like a bunch of people who have caught on, or a bunch of places that have caught on to.
They're optimizing.
Yeah, best pizza around.
Right. We should have called this best podcast.
Yeah. Best podcast for brainiacs.
For your number 2s.
Yes.
Okay. So I recommend watching it though because it really was a compliment to the book rather than just being redundant.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to say is that the brothers who have schizophrenia, who are still living, although they're quite old now, are in the film.
Wow.
And they are interviewed for it. And if you, like me, are totally fascinated with mental illness and especially schizophrenia, because it scares you a little bit, because it's very mysterious and whatever. This is so fascinating because you can actually observe the behaviors and stuff. Okay, so what I wanted to ask...
What about it is scary for you? And it's totally understandable. Like, I, too, am somebody who was scared of that as well. Yeah. But tell me the things that scare you about that.
Well, it's not the stigma of violence. It's not that. It's that they are not dialed into the reality that we understand.
Okay, so your fear more comes from...
Like, we're not speaking the same language.
Got it. Not like, oh, I'm scared, I'm going to get it, kind of.
You remember?
Worry.
No. Remember when we were in Brazil and basically, like, if I couldn't understand the language, I get freaked out. It really upsets me and I break down because, like, that's my superpower is communicating.
Uh-huh.
And I can't communicate with these people because we're not in the same reality.
Right. I see.
Okay.
Got it.
And you can observe that with these siblings because a couple of them think that they've been crucified and rose from the dead 3 days later. 2 of them.
There's a big overlap with like
religiosity.
Yes, religiosity and like religious like grandiosity, like delusions of grandeur, and them themselves
through that lens.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is that specific to Western culture?
It's whatever religion they grew up in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So whatever they're familiar with, just like we saw in Best Minds, that book.
Yeah.
He was Jewish and he thought his parents were Nazis and they were,
Okay.
It's through the Jewish lens.
Yeah. Interesting.
But it does freak me out because I study religion. So then it's like, it almost gets to the point, Sarah, where I'm like, wait, maybe I'm crazy and they know something I don't know. Because they're so certain.
Right.
They talk with such authority. And this guy, one of the brothers, he was like, he thought he was Paul McCartney.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
And he was like, I got the proof. And he was like, yeah, I got the proof right here. And he like pulled this, I think it was like a cassette of like Let It Be or something out of his pocket. And I'm just saying that he said it with authority that he was right and you just needed to be convinced.
And to that brain, to that individual, that is reality.
Well,
that is because
this is why it freaks me out.
We are a collection of past experiences and our interpretation and understanding of those experiences and how those interact with other experiences we've had, things like that. And that's so unique to the individual that if your understanding of the world was through the lens of having schizophrenia, that would just be so normal to you, it wouldn't even...
That's some of the brothers.
It's kind of like me having color graph-based synesthesia and thinking everybody had that and not even knowing it was a big deal. I haven't brought that up in a minute.
You know I love when you do.
I know it's one of your favorite things for me to bring up. You're like, oh, here she goes. Here I am.
Hey, bear. Yeah, it is though. And a couple of the brothers were younger in the lineage, and so when they were asked by the director, do you have schizophrenia, they were like, no, my brothers do. I think people think I do because I am just around a lot of people with it. Like, they have a sense for like, this is part of my history. They have experience being the onlooker, being somebody who's observing schizophrenia, and then years later, then they develop it.
When does that switch happen? When they do, so does it ever where they're like, oh yeah, that's because some people do have the awareness that they are schizophrenic.
Yeah, I read about it because it freaked me out so bad. I started reading all about it.
Yeah.
And evidently there's this other comorbidity where certain schizophrenic people have this other label that means they don't admit or know they have it.
I can't remember the name of it now, but yes.
Those ones get me the worst. Because if you know you have it,
like easy breezy, no problem.
To say you have it?
No, if it's not a problem to you, is it even a problem? Like that person has no awareness that they have any sort of symptoms whatsoever.
Well, but then they don't want to take medicine, and so they have way bigger problems because the medicine is the answer.
Yes.
And so if you think you do not have this,
you're not taking the meds.
And that is critical.
Yeah.
As long as they're on the meds, it is much more manageable and they have some sense of like what's cooking.
Yeah.
If you would like to have some sense of what's cooking, I recommend BetterHelp. And BetterHelp is a sponsor of this podcast.
Yes.
And they are so great. If you would like some assistance getting your life in order, managing stress,
setting goals,
grief, setting goals.
Yes.
They can help you, and you don't even have to go to a weird doctor's office where you feel uncomfortable.
Right.
You can be in your own cozy little nest or wherever you want to be, because we all need help.
Ain't that the truth?
I learn that more every day.
Yeah.
That isn't something that every single day I'm like, yep, there it is again.
Can't do it alone. Yep.
Humans are humaning.
We need to talk to somebody. Sometimes, I love being a therapist for that reason. I just help people, talk through what they're feeling. And it's the one place that we get to do that, and somebody's there to just listen to us, and they're not waiting to say, well, let me tell you about what's going on with me. Nope.
Boy, do I have a story.
Right. Nope.
Yeah.
Never going to happen in therapy. Woo.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Yeah, there's space for you to work through whatever you're dealing with, and that is the human condition, and so we all need it. Stop comparing. Start focusing with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/BrainCandy today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/BrainCandy. Shout out to Sherry.
Shout out to Sherry. That's right.
Sarah's therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, so I found that very interesting to be able to see these guys talking about their beliefs and whatever. But they also were very charming and charismatic.
Yeah.
And you kind of like wanted to keep watching.
Oh.
And I think that's very interesting.
I want to see, because I think it's important to put a face to these illnesses that we often, I don't know, look at and with maybe some fear or some, I don't know, like we're like nervous about what those interactions might be like. And I think getting to see the real people behind the illness just shows that it's like just another human thing, and they're still people and still of value, and it's not as scary.
Well, and it isn't their fault.
Yeah.
And I thought it was beautiful to watch some of the siblings who are not afflicted, who have to make the decision whether they're going to be of assistance to the ones that are sick. And, you know, that's a very personal decision.
Thing to have to do.
But I could understand why some of them might feel obligated, because it could have been them. It was just sort of a
roll
lottery.
Of the dice. It really is. Yep.
Yeah. And that survivor guilt and stuff that would play into that would be really hard. I just appreciate that this family was so helpful to the research for schizophrenic treatment, and how they helped determine that it was genetic. Remember, they used to think it was domineering mothers.
Oh my
that
God.
were responsible. We always get screwed.
Jeez.
We're doing the best we can over here.
Can you imagine domineering mothers who are creating schizophrenic children? No.
Yes. So I recommend it. It really does add to the book if you've read the book. And it's just fascinating. Did you hear about the church in Mexico that's selling plots in heaven?
Oh my goodness. Should we get one?
Get them while they're hot.
Get them while they're hot.
Or
Plots
not hot.
in heaven. Now, this feels like one of those, like double negatives.
Why?
I don't know, because like you're dead, but if you go up there, you can't really die, so you don't really need a burial plot. And so, is it like?
I think it's like a plot of land.
Or whatever.
I think it's like a real estate.
Well, isn't this what the Mormons are trying to?
That's what I'm reading it. I'm just like,
hey, have this planet.
I don't think it's that unusual, is what I'm saying.
I don't think so either.
They just went viral doing it.
They just made
they
it
have
formal.
better PR,
right?
They're just right. So, like, if you're interested and you want to get a good spot in heaven, check out this Mexican church, because they got divine intervention telling them to sell them.
I hope that it's like Pixar movie Soul, and there is a place that we go, but I would imagine that we're not going to be limited by geographical area. That
like time and space.
Yeah, like time and space and that kind of stuff. God, you have to see Interstellar.
Listen, I don't know how much these plots go for, but it might be worth it just like in case. Like, what if it's only $100?
Yeah, I mean, like, what if? I mean, might as well. It's kind of like an insurance plan. Look, I don't plan on getting in an accident using my insurance, but if I do, it's nice to know.
It's nice to have it. Yes.
Right. So
yeah, all right. I just
like
wanted
that.
to let you know in case you wanted to jump on that.
I wonder what they're like. Is it kind of like a you know, when you buy a star and they give you like this little receipt that's like, you own a star. Like, like do I get like a deed of like a trust, like some kind of like something in the mail that says this is your official plot of land in heaven?
Yeah, good point. I would want to know that it's official.
Yeah. And I want, who are my neighbors? I hope, put me next to
My
somebody
God,
cool.
good point.
Right.
Did they sell the ones next to me?
This is important to know.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, if anybody finds out, let us know, because we'll have to weigh that when we decide. There's a Celine Dion documentary.
Oh, I want to see it so bad. I love her. I love every clip that I am seeing from it. She is amazing. She is perfect. She is the world's sweetheart. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to cry just thinking about how she can't use her voice. Oh my God, I'm so sad. Ah! Is this where you're going with this? I had no idea either. But let me tell you, when I see those clips, and I'm just like, I mean, I always loved her.
Well, yeah. How can you not?
Hello, that album.
Does that make us fans or does that make us human?
Right, exactly. I mean, come on. I have a pulse. What do you expect?
Our hearts went on.
Then, just the more she is unapologetically herself.
That is for sure.
And I just love how she just says what's in her heart. And she's like silly and cute with her kids. And I like her. I want only people who are like Celine Dion.
That is a good litmus test for decent people.
Like she's like so.
She's a darling. She really is.
When she's talking about shoes and she's like, what size do you have?
I will wear
3?
Yeah, 6 to 10. I will wear.
I'll wear them.
I'll wear my toes like this. Yeah, that's true.
Like this,
yeah,
like this.
Yeah. Or yeah, because she said she does like this. If she
like
keep
spreads
them
her feet out.
Yeah.
Bring them out from the back.
She's committed to fashion. And so are we. And we're just committed to good hair as well. And that's why we use Lola V.
That's right, I do. Oh, it's time for me to re-up on the leave-in conditioner.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I've realized that I've been using too little product. I've been and then
Yeah, you're conserving, right?
Well, I am. Well, and also I was always used to having shorter hair. And then I realized that my hair is twice as long. I probably need twice as much product, which only makes sense. Right. And now I've been using the right amount. I'm like, oh my God, I love my hair.
Oh, it's so great. The detangler is amazing. The shampoo conditioner set is awesome. The wet brush, we can't say enough about.
Oh, I love that wet brush so much.
Their products are phenomenal. Do not think this is just another celebrity brand because Miss Aniston did us right. Mm-hmm. This stuff is amazing. It's great for all the summer trouble. My hair gets so wrecked in the summer.
All the things, right? Dry, brittle.
I'm loving it. You will love it too. Check out all Lola V products at your local Ulta Beauty location to experience the luxurious scent. That scent is no joke. Mm-hmm. For yourself, or head directly to their website at lolav.com. As our loyal listeners, you get an exclusive 15% off your entire order when you use code BRAIN at checkout. That's 15% off your order at lolavie.com, promo code BRAIN. You can only use one promo code per order, and discounts can't be combined. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Your hair will thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I love the Celine Dion doc, but if you're not a fan, it's probably not for you. You know how some celebrity documentaries, I would say, the Val Kilmer documentary?
Oh, yeah.
That's more it doesn't matter if you're a fan. He has a story to tell outside of that. Hers is more I think kind of a love letter to the fans.
But even with everything that's going on with her illness?
Yeah. Because even though that's an important part about it, the thing that makes it so great is just if you love her and everything she says is just she's the best.
She is the best. That's how
she is one of a kind.
Oh.
I don't know anyone else like her.
Me neither.
Because she's quirky and weird, but self-deprecating and just delightful. And even in the midst of her health struggles, she does have such a sense of humor. And, man, that lady loves singing.
She loves singing. I mean, if you could sing like that.
Well, that's true.
Wouldn't you? She really can sing.
Yeah, we always joke. We always say voice of an angel, but she, actually is. Right. It feels divine. It
does.
Feels connected to God.
And just... you can see people who really know how to use their voice, where they move their mouth differently when they sing, where their voice is a real instrument. And the way that she wrinkles up her face in certain ways and sings out of certain, you could just, it's like somebody taking a guitar and changing the strings on the guitar and getting a totally different sound out of that. And I think it just takes a real talented artist to be able to do that. And she does that.
Yeah, it is a gift.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, the clarity, the tonality of her voice is extraordinary. So then when she had the diagnosis of the stiff body syndrome, and really even before that, when she just had the symptoms, and that was probably worse when you don't know what's causing it. Like, I think it was so traumatic because it's that question of identity.
Susie, I could not imagine. You're going to take one of the greatest vocal talents of our time, and the thing that she gets sick with is something that makes your muscles around your vocal cords stiff. I couldn't think of a worse, it's like the irony, the what are the chances that?
Mm-hmm. I don't know that. I was watching it and I was like, Susie's got a theory big time.
Okay,
There's zero anything to this. Yeah. But it does feel like the way that she moved her body her whole life was unusual. Like, it became like a meme, like the
kind of stiff
all the weird,
anyway.
motions that she would make and the strange way that she presented, which I find very endearing, but it became kind of funny,
Yeah.
She's known for it.
Yeah.
I was like, wonder if that is connected to this.
Yeah, who knows, right?
Yeah.
Because
they don't really know a lot about her condition.
And you know how they say things like being double jointed is linked to a bunch of things, and we don't know a damn thing. So
I wonder.
I would believe that.
Like, the vocal cords are a muscle. That's why people sound different when they get old, because their muscles are weak in every part of their body, including their voice. Mm-hmm. And so I do wonder if what made her extraordinary at singing is also the cause of this condition.
Well, this is what I think a lot about, child stars who then end up with mental health.
Yes, you've said that.
Yep, where it's the same thing that made
their superpower becomes their kryptonite.
Really talented. I'm going to have to think on this one.
We're not doctors.
No, we're just spitting out. We're just hanging out at the coffee shop, spitballing ideas. Hey, what do you think about this? Saw this one in the old documentary the other night. That's all. No medical advice. It's
just interesting to think about.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay, here's what I want to know, though. Do you grapple at all, or just ignore the fact that it is a little weird that her husband got hooked up with her when she was 15?
Yep, definitely.
What do we do with that? Because those people were in love as heck.
I know.
Do we just say this is the exception?
Oh my God, it's hard for me to believe that there is an exception. I think
there's quite a few.
What exceptions to that?
Kind of it's
what,
not
15-year-olds falling in love with 40-something-year-olds?
No, I mean
it's always grooming. The end.
Okay, always.
I do not know, and I'm sorry. There is no 15.
I'm not trying to be provocative. I just think they had a love story.
I believe that both things can be true. That you can be.
It's grooming that turns into love?
I mean, not I'm sorry, but it is a relationship in which there is a power differential. Significant.
Yeah.
And that.
You're saying it's always inappropriate no matter what. But this one just happened to have a happy ending that lasted the test of time. So it turns out he's not always into that.
Oh, I see what you mean. Because then he would have gone for 15-year-olds. Oh,
well, because that's what they always say. They always go, it's never just one.
Right. Anthony Kiedis, no. He's always into those 16-year-old girls or whatever.
We see a pattern.
There's a pattern. But the one guy who, really did...
Because, what a love story.
That is true. That is true. And he didn't go back. He didn't,
No, it was just they had some sort of weird soul connection. But I don't want to propagate this idea.
Right. It's just really hard for me to
I'm asking the wrong person here.
How a 15-year-old, no matter how mature, or 16, 17, 18, I don't care, how mature they say they are, or you believe them to be, is on the same level. I'm not 40 yet. I'm close. But I think about how much more I'll even know in 2 more years. Oh, my God. There is no 16-year-old on the planet that I would like to spend a weekend with. Just me and
That's
them.
sick. Yeah, all right. We'll just assume this was an aberration. We don't know what went on.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to say about it is, like, you remember we talked about this with what's that one about the free diving? The longest
the
breath,
last breath, the deepest breath.
Yeah.
Woo! Horror film.
Okay. So much of the human experience is about these chemicals in your brain.
Oh, yeah.
Right? We love food because our brain says, this was yummy.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. And oftentimes people have addictive behaviors, but the addiction is like something that's no big deal, like running or nice stuff, helping people.
Yeah.
Because that gives them whatever chemical. I mean, this lady is absolutely 100% addicted to performing. Uh-huh. Not just singing. She likes being on that damn stage and getting the claps.
Yes.
That's why she's always like, I miss the audience. She doesn't miss the audience. She misses what they do.
Yes. Yeah.
It's not like she loves us.
Right.
Individually.
Right.
She likes the noise.
The praise and the validation.
And how.
The recognition. Yeah. I would love that too.
Is chasing the high and can't get it. And it is painful because.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It's an okay addiction to have. She's made a lot of money and blessed a lot of people with her gift. But she can't get her fix.
Yeah.
And
I can see the people. I feel like I have like a mental list going of other artists who I think are like that. Who comes to mind for you?
Nobody. I would love to know who you think.
Lady Gaga pops in my head for that.
I could see that.
Where it's like addicted. John Legend.
Wow.
Where I could
Interesting.
And these are often the people who will volunteer to be, and maybe not volunteer, maybe they're paid, but they are often showing up as the guest performer at another celebrity event.
John Mayer.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yep. He's got a little extra added narcissism in there, where like.
Well, yeah, I think that there's a fine line.
Yeah, but John Legend for sure. Let's see, who else would I say is like that? Sometimes Mariah Carey feels a little bit like that.
Like you know who else is? Kathy Griffin.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Very good one. Where they become addicted to that. Being on stage, getting the claps. Like, yes, what a good...
But it's not just sort of like attention seeking,
no, it's
although
not.
It can be. It's more than that. Like the audience, when you're on stage and you're performing, the audience becomes like this, like being, like a singular being.
Yeah.
And it's almost like they develop a relationship with this idea.
Yeah.
And they connect, and it means something to them. And if they lose it, they can't function.
It is like marathon runner, like triathletes, and that same vibe, that same like panicky. If it doesn't all go right, or if there's something, and they're playing. Yep, that's what it feels like.
I get it, and like it
can
be so beautiful, but it's fascinating to observe it, especially because she can't get it now.
And they're often people who don't have any other. They don't drink. They don't use drugs. They don't do. They're nothing else.
Same. She does not.
Right.
Yeah. This is their drug. Mm-hmm. And I'm glad because she's sharing her gift with the world. But it's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to keep that hair looking good, and then you can wash it with your Lullaby. Yeah. Nutrafol is such a help. I'm still trying to grow out my hair from the tragedy of 2000.
It's a process. And, it takes a long time to get things back and get the stuff in there. And you got to be consistent. But once you do, man, those results that I see are really good.
Well, it's phenomenal, and it's science, and it's not
phenomenal.
Like voodoo magic potion stuff. Because I've seen your people on these TikToks, and they'll be like, yeah, just dust some like cornstarch on your scalp. I'm like, you people are idiots.
Right, don't do that.
Because no, hair comes from inside. I don't know if you heard, people. And so you have to encourage it through the inside. This Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist recommended hair growth supplement. Has over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Every single time I pour my bleach on each month, my stylist says, I cannot believe how little shedding there is.
Wow.
Every time.
That's so great.
Because when I first came to her,
yeah.
Listen, when you pour bleach on your hair, I got bad news. Bad things can happen.
Oh, yeah.
And they were happening.
Oh, yeah.
But Nutrafol is such a help, and I am a believer. I love it. It works for me, and dermatologists agree. Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code BRAINCANDY. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code BRAINCANDY. It's so embarrassing when you have hair issues, let me tell you. Okay. You, like me, have an inner monologue, correct?
Oh,
you
my
hear
God.
yourself in there.
It's more like a entire orchestra.
You're like, enough already.
Yeah. It's like the monologue, like there's one? No.
Okay. So there's a
Cacophony
lot.
of sounds.
Really?
Yes.
Well, but I mean, is it like a voice talking?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And you have like a conversation inside.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Well, you know how not everyone has it, and so they're like, what?
That's wild to me. That I still,
yeah.
Right.
And that some people, I don't know what goes on in there. Is it just like
quiet,
echo?
easy, nothing,
like you're jealous?
peaceful, so jealous.
Really?
Yep. One time I took anti-anxiety meds. It was right before I had my surgery because I had so much anxiety leading up to it. And so my doctor gave me probably Xanax, and I took some. I had no idea what it could feel like to not have any thoughts. And I remember saying to Eli, it is so quiet in there. Wow, that is peaceful.
Maybe you should talk to your physician about that and say, what's a gal got to do to get that more frequently? I mean, if you found it enjoyable and helpful.
I think it may be, yeah. I don't know if we'll have to see. So I wonder if it made me not care about, I don't care about.
Yeah, there's other side effects.
Be
who cares?
Right, who cares? I don't need to show up for work.
Well, they have been doing studies to determine whether having it or not is consequential and has effects in your life. And that's what makes me not jealous, because the studies are not, if you do not have a lot of activity in there.
Okay.
I'm not going to say, I don't want to say anything bad because I would,
Well, you can just say that there are, what the study shows, that there are.
Yes, I can. I'll tell you.
Effects. Mm-hmm. Consequences, whatever it may be.
The lack of inner speech, they've now called an endophasia.
Okay.
Without an inner voice or speech.
Mm-hmm.
Inner speech is key in self-regulation and executive functioning, and they think maybe task switching, memory, and decision-making. And also that, sense of self.
Yeah.
And they suspect that plays a big role in how you feel, and you're maybe just, I don't want to say confidence, but just sense of self and like who you are.
Yeah.
And so they did these tests. For example, they gave them 5 words, asked them to repeat them back, that kind of thing.
Yes.
They asked them like if 2 words rhymed, stuff like that. Like not complicated stuff, just like basic, does this and this rhyme? And people with more inner speech were like, basically they were faster at answering and they answered far more accurately.
Oh, you got a whole team in there working for you.
Yeah. You got a team in there.
2 heads are better than 1. And that's...
Kind of, Sarah.
I think that's what it is.
That's a good way to put it. That people without an inner monologue were just like, I don't know. They didn't say that, but...
Right. But I can imagine that, where you don't have like that back and forth. It would make it... I wonder how they are at trusting themselves.
Well, I kind of think it's sort of like this schizophrenia thing, where they don't think there's anything wrong.
Right. They probably don't. It's all they know.
Yeah. And maybe for some people there's no big deal about it, but just statistically, they found
it would be hard to ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? And like do those kind of check-ins. So maybe that's where the like emotional regulation.
Man.
Where you see the difference in that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Let me read the... Yeah, but I mean, the summary is just that things might be a little bit harder if you don't have that inner voice, and that it might take you longer to do certain things.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Thank gosh.
Does your inner voice ever change?
No, but now I know yours does.
It sure does.
What's yours doing?
If I'm listening to Leanne Morgan comedy for a while, that
your inner voice develops
100% is a Southern woman. I was watching The Sopranos. I was binging The Sopranos for a while.
I remember that.
Inner monologue sounded like Tony Soprano. I can't help it.
Was it a male voice?
Yes.
Okay, well that is something.
I mean, it was like my voice, but put through a Tony Soprano filter. Like it was me, but it's almost like in my head, I imagine myself doing an impression of whomever, and it's just like I need wine for that. I imagine myself doing an impression of whoever this person is, but then perfectly in my head, I like nail it. But then if I tried to do it out loud,
yeah,
no chance.
I can understand that, but I can't understand involuntarily developing a male inner monologue.
No, it's not like I out of the blue. Like right now, I'm not Tony Soprano, but it's like whatever I'm watching.
Yeah, but it's involuntary. It just happens.
Yeah,
like you're not like I'm going to be Tony.
No, it just happens, and then it just happens. Yeah, and then it takes a while for it to fade away. I gotta like watch something else.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
We all have our weird stuff. I was thinking about, you remember how we've talked about my earworm problem?
Yes.
And I have that feeling of like I would kill for peace, just not have a marching band going on all the time or whatever. And I said to myself, Suze, I did not tell Sarah this one part that's really weird, which is that like there's always like a different song each day.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe 2 or 3 days you have the same song, whatever. But then there's always, like, for years at a time, there'll be, like, a default song that if I don't have a song, then there's this one. And right now, it's Rockahula.
What the hell is that?
That's an Elvis song.
I'm going to
The way she moves her hips under my fingertips, I feel I'm heaven bound. And when she starts to sway, I gotta say, she really moves the grass around.
Oh, that
Rock-a-hula, baby.
I don't even know the
of
song.
All songs. It's not like I even like that song.
Right. Why?
I mean, it's catchy.
Right. I mean, it is.
But that's the song in there right now for like about a year.
Wow.
Before that, it was, I hear those sleigh bells ringing.
Oh my God. What a nice change up.
Right. My point is just like brains are weird.
Brains are so
I might not
weird.
have schizophrenia or lack an inner monologue, but like That's not normal.
No, that's not.
And yours talks like sopranos.
Right.
Right. I asked Adam to get me an accordion for my birthday.
Oh.
Let's hope so.
I hope he does.
Wouldn't that be hilarious?
Yes.
Like, there's nothing I won't do for a bit, but I also just think it's a fun instrument.
I think so, too. I'm going to get you spoons. I'm just going to send you to your kitchen, though.
I was just going to say, like, is the instrument spoons just spoons?
I think it actually is. It would be like your Christmas gift is...
Yeah, because they were playing, like, the
already at your house.
Jug.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, you know what? I wouldn't even be mad. I debated bongos instead. Maybe I had the SNL lady on my mind. But
yeah.
I thought that'd be fun, too. But I landed on the accordion. I'll tell you what else I want for my birthday, and that is everything from the Jenny Kane collection.
Yes. Did you see that our friend Leanne Morgan was wearing a dress the other day, and someone was like, oh, what is it? And she goes, Jenny Kane.
No.
Yes.
I mean, that says it all.
I know. I was like, I have
colliding.
to tell Susie. I have to tell Susie. She's going to love this.
I do love it, and I love all their clothes. I just bought this beautiful, I think it's called the Cove dress. It's a maxi length.
Oh, beautiful.
And it is so light and billowy for summer, like where you just want to like not
I think
wear
that's
tight
the one
clothes.
she was wearing.
So pretty.
Because it's a long maxi dress that's very, and to me, I was like, as a menopausal woman, I feel like I need that. That I know that's going to be a natural fabric, very breathable.
Yeah, it's so cool and so pretty and feminine. I just love it. And so high quality. You know how I love all their sweaters? I wear the cashmere cocoon.
Cocoon
Forget
sweater.
it. All their pieces are like the forever pieces. They're your staple wardrobe. It's not fast fashion. We do not like that.
We do not like that.
We want quality, high quality, and
Good
really
materials.
special. Yeah.
That's what I want.
Find your new uniform at jennykane.com. Our listeners get 15% off your first order when you use code BRAINCANDY15 at checkout. That's 15% off your first order. JENNIKAYNE.com. Promo code BRAINCANDY15. Let getting dressed be one thing less to worry about. Embrace your summer aesthetic with Jenny Kane. The funny thing is, the reason why they're our partner for this episode is I basically begged. I was like, "What? Come bring Jenny Kane back. I love their stuff." And I bought that dress, and I'm like, I can talk about this dress. Let's partner, baby.
Good.
Because I love them. Anyway,
Yeah.
There you go. Okay, last thing. I read this delightful article on eater.com about the Olympic Games and like how they handle meals for 15,000
I would
athletes.
love to know this. And athletes who are all gonna like, this is the pickiest group,
most annoying,
the most annoying. Second only to first-time mothers who just dropped their child off at preschool.
That is so true.
They're right up there.
Yes.
Tied.
So, yes, the most annoying group of people in terms of needing to be particular about what they put in their body.
Right.
And then from all over the world,
Right.
where there's all different culinary customs and things that you like and
These
don't
are
like.
definitely people who are weighing out their food each meal.
Yes.
That
All the-
kind.
how many macro... blah,
Yeah,
blah.
get my macros in.
Yeah. So they were interviewing the chefs that organize it and sort it all out. And what a big job they have. But I just wanted to give you some of my favorite parts. Okay. So the Olympics take place over 2 weeks. And the feeding of these athletes is just an incredible feat of logistics. So they have to combine like sustainable sourcing. I guess that's something that's important to the Olympics. And then diversity of options because of all the ethnicities and countries represented and religions. And ensuring all athletes' nutritional needs are met. Okay, so they have 500 dishes that they have to prepare. And like some athletes, wrestlers, have to be a certain weight.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Then you have other athletes like cyclists who don't really go for gluten, right? So you have all that kind of thing.
Right.
Okay, so they have an app, which is helpful. I don't know what they used to do, but they have an app with the menu plans. And so them and their trainers can go on the app and like map it out. Like we have to eat this and this and this. And like they see where it's being served and at what time.
Helpful.
And so they like schedule it, and it's
What did they do before the app?
I feel like maybe that's why they weren't running as fast.
Oh, it was a big buffet, and they were probably just all like, get what you want.
Yeah.
And that
I feel like I could have competed in the 1920 Olympics.
100%.
Right.
100%.
Which it's not their fault. I'm just saying.
Right.
They just could not do all this. There's no way.
No.
Okay, so then the dining hall is humongous. It takes 5 minutes to go from one end to the other. And so, like, you would think because they're amazing athletes, that's no problem. But, like, every minute counts, and they care about their steps, and they can't exert too much energy before.
Oh, got
right?
it. Okay. Yeah.
Who knew? I mean, I guess, but...
This is like the singers being like, I can't talk before my...
Please, Celine, I'm looking at you. Come on now.
I know.
Mick Jagger's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have to be careful about like where the food is, the location, so they don't expel too much energy. Then they do everything like local except for coffee, chocolate, and bananas. They're imported. And they said that athletes are obsessed with bananas. I would love you to guess how many bananas they need for 2 weeks with these Olympic weirdos.
How many Olympians are there?
15,000.
15,000?
Yes.
Holy fuck balls. 15,000 for 2 weeks? Oh, we're getting
And this includes the Paralympics as well.
Oh my God. Oh, it's so many bananas. Is it over 500,000 bananas?
It is.
Oh my God. Is it over 1 million bananas?
It is.
Oh my God. How many million bananas?
3 million bananas.
Okay, I thought I was wild. I thought I was
too,
just
Sarah.
taking
I
a
felt
wild
the same
guess
way.
with 1 million.
I thought, what would I guess? Because Sarah always makes me guess, and I always get it wrong.
Right.
And I thought, what would I guess? It would not be anywhere near 1 million.
I wouldn't guess 3 million. No way. Because I'm like, how do you even fucking source 3 million? But that would put the world out of banana.
Yeah, there's no more bananas.
We're out of bananas.
Sarah, we should probably eat more bananas, though.
Absolutely.
I feel
this
like.
is but the potassium. This keeps you from getting cramps.
I'm gonna go for bananas.
It's very good. We should definitely be eating more bananas.
Because do you think it's the nutrients they're into or the portability?
Nutrients.
Okay.
Because they stop cramps and they're good for like they're very good.
Yeah, it's just great.
Like I know when I was a swimmer, it was like
Big on
just
bananas?
throw the banana in the bag because you have to have the banana or else you'll get those little Charlie horses in your feet.
Oh, right. Okay.
Every time. And the bananas would stop that. Also, if you're a person who gets those little twitches in your eye, like your eyelid twitches, eat more bananas.
Wow.
That will cure that.
You're learning things, everyone.
Yes.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
Okay, last few things, and I'll stop. Move on. They have a French Quarter. They have like 6 different areas. Asian Quarter. They have halal food. And they said that
that's where I want to go. Yeah,
18% of the population of the Olympics is eating halal.
Wow, yeah.
You would be into that?
Yeah.
What do you like about it?
The best meat.
So high quality meats.
Yeah.
So I thought that about like when I would fly on a plane, I would say I needed a kosher meal because I thought it's gonna be better. It ain't.
No.
Don't fall for that. Maybe halal is. I should try that.
It is.
They're gonna take one look at me and be like, "Really, Suze?
What?
Halal?"
Because I know those are always the places that I would go to get the best, like, what the hell are they called? Like,
Shawarma.
Doner. Like, yeah, shawarma.
Doner?
Like, yeah, like a doner kebab, you know?
I've never heard of a doner kebab.
D-O-N, maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong.
No, you're not. I've just never heard of it.
Yeah,
Don't doubt
kebab.
yourself.
It
You're
is.
always right. You're always right about all this. I never doubted you.
Doner kebab.
I've never heard of a doner kebab.
Is that halal? Yeah, halal.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. Halal chicken
delish?
and rice. Yeah, yeah.
Sarah knows what's up.
I do. I'm like, wait, why do I doubt myself?
She was right about Hey Bear.
So good. Yeah.
the Donner Party, the Donner Kebab, or whatever you said.
Yeah,
Don't ever doubt yourself.
Beef doner kebab halal. Yeah, it's I don't know what that means to be certified halal. Do you know what that means?
Well, it means that if you're Muslim, it's
yeah. But what
I don't know
in
like
order to
how they do it. There are
yeah.
a whole list of criteria.
The product, the service, and the food meets Islamic law, but I don't know what that actually means. What they have to.
Well, it is very similar to the kosher standards, where it's about the blood and the tools and the conditions in which, and it's all just in the sacred texts, and that's great.
More humane slaughtering practices. I love this.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, I'd say that's better.
Okay, well you're
Better kebabs.
with 18% of Olympians, and it also said that Americans were extremely vocal about what they wanted.
Shocker.
Because they have like a survey on the app, and you can fill it out, and Americans are like, I want, ba 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 ba.
Right.
And they also said we were pickier and more sensitive about having gluten-free items.
Well, in our defense, it's because our bread here sucks. Because if you go to Europe, they don't have to do gluten-free everything because their bread isn't chock full of crap.
Yeah,
but
that's
so
why
much
we have
of
wild grain.
I know, and it makes a
Right.
big difference. Anybody who has been to Europe and is like, "Oh, I don't have the stomachache afterwards. I can eat all this." Right. Ditch the processed bread in your refrigerator and get the real stuff, and you will be like you're a European, just like that. And so I get that. That's because of our shitty food qualities here.
And finally, the last thing I have to say about it is, hold on.
What do they have for desserts?
Oh, it went away. I don't know what my last thing is. They didn't mention. Oh, my last thing was that after they compete, it's a fucking free-for-all.
Oh, I bet. Now they're
They
like
go
eating
bananas.
everything.
Yeah, because they have these
They go
stations
bananas?
throughout that are like
I
grab
go
and go.
anything but bananas, Susie.
Good one. Totally. They have these grab and go stations that are like burgers and shawarma and all this stuff, and they're just like, let me at it.
Ravish.
Which I would be the same way.
Right. Absolutely.
So that's it. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry Sarah's having a bad day.
But
But
this turned it around.
I feel like Tony Soprano could be like, forget about it.
Yeah,
Like,
it wasn't good.
why can't that inner voice give you pep talks and be like,
It
"You know
does.
what? Okay, good.
Yeah, Leanne Morgan's great for that.
That is so
You're
true.
okay.
She is.
Everything's fine.
Because you see how she turns her nonsense into humor,
Yeah.
and that is a healthy,
Yeah.
thank God, coping mechanism.
And it's all just a bunch of nonsense over here.
I write notes during this show, and I don't know what they mean.
Oh, I love that. Anyone
What did
say
I
wanna
write
share?
down? Theory. Oh, I know what that is. That was about the Celine Dion conversation, where I'm like, here's what I think.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
no doctor, but
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I say the dumbest thing ever.
No.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everyone. Sarah's the best fiber and the best friend, and we are sorry that she's so hot over there.
Oh, God. One day I'll have air conditioning. We'll see.
See you next time, everybody.
Bye.